What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So I saw a post earlier giving praise to one of the women I thought was so fine, an older black woman who I thought was so fine to me when I was a young boy. And so I'm gonna make a list of all the older women who I thought was fine when I was growing up and I was watching them as kids, right? And a lot of these women have aged gracefully as they've gotten older, right? But I remember I'm looking at them as kids and I was just like, man, she's so fine. You know, when you were a young boy and you just looking at the TV, salivating at the mouth, I knew I was gonna be troubled in. Looking at them women, how I used to look at them, brother. I promise you, what my man, that brother is starving. What they say on the Malcolm X movie, that brother's starving. That's how I was looking at some of these women on TV, right? And so I'm like, I'm gonna make a list of all the older black women I used to have crushes on. First I'm gonna talk about Kim Whitley. That's who the brother talked about in the post. Kim Whitley was Auntie Sugar on Next Friday. Okay. And y'all know that was his uncle's girlfriend and she was liking on Craig. And I used to always look at that man when I was younger. I used to say, man, Craig want to be respectful to his uncle. But man, if that wasn't his uncle, listen, Sugar, but what? I said, man, that's why some of the older women I used to be when I was younger. I be looking at some of them 40-year-old women like, man, listen, if I was older, Sugar, Kim Willie was one of them, man. If I was older, I would have shot at her, bro. Like, I'm like, man, Craig and him being nice. She on Craig ass, like flies flock to shit. You hear me? So anyway, man, another older woman who I really didn't know was that much older, Regina Hall. Man, y'all remember Regina? Y'all know Regina Hall from the scary movies and all that, playing Brenda. She been in a lot of other black movies like The Best Man. What was her name on there? Was it Candy? She was a stripper on The Best Man and all that. Man, fine, brown skin, pretty teeth in her mouth, the skin just glowing and glistening. I'd be like, man, look here, Regina Hall. I'm telling you, baby. If I was older, just give me one shot. One shot is all I need, baby girl. I used to be looking at her in awe. Another Hall, I always thought Tamron Hall was a beautiful woman. Always felt like she was a beautiful woman. Another one, beautiful black woman, nice pretty teeth in her mouth, that brown skin, do it for me all the time, right? Also, Sanaa Lathan. Everybody know, like, listen, Sanaa, it started for me. When I saw Love and Basketball, watching The Wood, I was just like, yo, who is this woman? Who is Sanaa? And she always had that just flair about her. Now, I didn't like her in The Family That Prays. I hated her. I had to get over that and had to see a counselor for therapy to get through that shit. I'm joking, but y'all know the Family That Prays in that movie, she was so despicable. It took away from some of her fineness to me in a real life, right? But I had to get over that. And after that, I'm like, yo, Sanaa is still a beautiful woman. Sanaa got to be 50 years old, still looking good. Y'all know who I used to like, man? Tamala Jones. I believe her name was Tamala Jones. Tamala was on Booty Call. She was on what's the movie? The Brothers. Was that on The Brothers? I think it was. Yeah, Tamala Jones on The Brothers. That movie with DL, she played DL Hughley's wife in there, and in the movie, she wouldn't go down on her brother, right? And I'm looking like, man, boy, as a young man, I'd be like, man, she's so fine. Good Lord. I always was attracted to her. I don't know. She has had a radiance about her that was just like, yo, this woman here, that energy is magnetic. I used to like Elise Neal. Elise Neal was D.L. Hughley's wife on the Hughley. Let me say, I'll make sure I'm saying her name right. And she was on All of Us. She was on All of Us as Dwayne Martin's wife on the show. But I first saw her on the Hughleys, and I'm like, yeah, Elise, somebody Elise got it together. You hear me? She got it all the way together without question. Lyn Whitfield, man. When I first saw her on A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, I'm like, yeah, I don't blame Martin at all. Brother was lying. You can't be out here lying to women about your intentions and what you got going on, because you would get killed out here for real. And that movie was the movie to teach that brother the lesson. But listen, Lyn got to be, how old is Lyn Whitfield? Lyn got to be 70 years old right now, right? How old is Lyn? Is what? She's 70, exactly 70 years old. Still is a nice looking woman, man. When she did that Thin Line Between Love and Hate, she was in her 40s and was finer than like I'm telling you, finer than a ticket on the dashboard. You hear me? Finer than frog hair out this motherfucker. Like I'm like, yo, Lyn look good, man. Always look good to me, man. I said Tamala Jones already. Who else is out? Oh, Vivica, man. Before Vivica got all that stuff on her face of plastic surgery, when I saw her and like stuff like Set It Off and all of that when she was younger and seen her on Two Can Play That Game really did it for me. The movie when she was in it with Morris Chestnut, Anthony Anderson, Monique, Wendy Raquel Robinson from the Steve Harvey Show played Piggy, or what was the principal name on there? Principal, was it Greer? Principal, yeah, she was the principal, but she was on that. And but anyway, in Two Can Play That Game, Vivica was looking like, I'm talking about chef's kiss. You hear me? So when 50 bagged her in the BET Awards, it was like 03. I was happy for that, brother. He said, I want to thank Vivica Fox for wearing that dress, because shit, she was wearing them dresses in Two Can Play That Game, right? Another woman I always liked, Nia Long, right? Now I'm gonna say this. I like Nia Long in Big Mama's House more than I did Friday. Like when I was younger, I used to have a stigma about black women with the short hair. I was a little bitty boy though, right? I didn't really like the short hair thing as a young man, right? As I got older, you start to appreciate that a lot more. But Nia Long, boy, and Big Mama House, what? When that brother said, she said, "Is that a flashlight, Big Mama?" No, Mark was in that bed, rocked up, boy, because I was like, yeah, that woman there, Nia always had it going on, always been fine. Like, that's why Jeezy was in her face lying like a motherfucker. Talking about real N-words don't cheat. Yeah, I know you're going to say that, Jeezy, because you see that woman sitting in front of you looking like, goddamn, looking like Six Wings with mild sauce from Harold's Chicken, looking good, okay? What my man Bernie Mac say, look like a bacon and egg sandwich, baby, you look good, right? Now, I'm going to say this, too. This really, see, I was watching too much TV when I was younger, right? My mama did not put, she wasn't one of the mamas. My mama was strict. We had to, we couldn't bring, we couldn't bring seeds in the house like that on report cards like that. I couldn't play the game throughout the week. I could only play on weekends. But she gave us the freedom she allowed us to listen to music and watch music videos. She didn't say, oh, y'all can't watch BET, you can't watch MTV, you can't watch VH1. We was watching that. We was listening to music. She was listening to hip hop, R&B. We were listening to all of that. I didn't grow up in a household where she tried to keep us away from those things, right? She didn't try to keep us sheltered. Now, she made sure we wasn't doing what the hell we wasn't supposed to be doing, and talk to us about like, okay, not the dangers, but like, hey, you need to do this and do that. If you talk to us about the consequences of doing the wrong things is what I'm trying to say. Right? But she never sheltered us from like the music realm. So when I first saw and heard Adena Howard, Freak Like Me, let me tell you something. Adena, listen here, bro. That woman there, I'm telling you, boy, I say you can't look in her eyes too long. You're going to be in trouble. She got eyes that can seduce you and talk to you. That's why I said it, but that black woman's so cold. That black woman's so fine. Right? I liked Lisa Ray McCoy. Y'all know Chicago's own Lisa Ray. So I saw the Players Club. I used to watch the Players Club with my grandma and my granddaddy. Real spill. My granddaddy loved that movie, and I feel like he liked that movie to look at them damn women, right? And Lisa Ray, boy, I remember when Lil JJ was on Comic View and he said, Lisa Ray, can you babysit me? And that was for real. He said, I ain't playing. Listen, because Lisa, Chicago's on, Lisa always had that shit on. I don't care how many times she wear all white. After Labor Day, all white is her favorite color. She looked good in that shit every time. You hear me? Every time she looked good as hell. I used to like Garcelle Bouvet, Fancy, on the Jamie Foxx show. Always beautiful black woman. Boy, what? Boy, my daddy be watching that movie, old fine ass girl. My daddy crazy. He be old fine ass. not fine ass broad, he used to say, but he called my daddy's called women broad sometimes, man. But fine broad, boy. Good Lord, boy. But she was always beautiful. Always, I don't know, she was captivating every time she got on the screen. I liked Vanessa Williams, Rick Fox Vanessa Williams. I always liked her and her aura. I'm like, yeah. That's why she was on the cover of the magazines like that, because she had it going on. And Rick knew he wanted to slide up in there. Angela Bassett, man. Angela always just elegance. But that elegance looked good than a motherfucker. All the time. It ain't never shifted. Never shifted. I'm going to say another one. Pam Grier. And I didn't grow up watching like blaxploitation movies and like that. I seen Pam Grier on what's the show? How am I drawing a blank? One of my favorite shows ever, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when Will was dating her daughter and he ended up sleeping with Pam Grier's character, whose name was Janice on the show. Uncle Phil said, "You slept with Janice." And it was loud as hell. And I'm looking like, man, listen, Will, I would have fell victim too. She had it going on for real. Jill Scott, always another woman who oozes radiance. That brown skin, something about that. Boy, that's another woman that can seduce you with the way she talked, with the way she smiled, them eyes. I don't care what nobody says. I don't give a fuck. You say that Jill Scott always been the thing for me, for real. And I'm going to say this, and that is not even in a sexual way when I say this about this woman at all. Phylicia Rashad was always a beautiful woman. Watching the Cosby Show, you know, when I was younger, and again, I got enamored with the Cosby Show as like 12, 11, watching it on Nick at Night. I'm only 31 now, but I used to be like, man, I'm looking at her. She's always a beautiful woman. Even as an older age, she's aged gracefully, man, but she's always beautiful. And Omar Rashad, he knew he had to put that on lock too, even though they got divorced. But yeah, all these women are beautiful black women. It just shows you that black come in all different shades and shapes and sizes and just all. That's why I love that black woman, man. That black woman do something to me, as you heard me talking about these women throughout this video. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.